Welcome back, everybody, to Pro Billiard TV. This is the Kamui EPBF European Pool Youth Championships. And we've got another juicy matchup for you, as we have Simon Attila from Austria up against Gabriel Aspholm from Sweden. The discipline is 8-ball. It's a race to 7 alternate break. This is the schedule for today. As you can see, table 2, Patterson against Giaraki. And table 3, Kaczmarek against Boyle. Next match at 2:30 and at 4:30 local time in Podcetrtek, Slovenia. And we do have another round later on in the evening at 7:30 as well. So a lot of action still coming. And it is Aspholm taking us away with the first break. Like I said, this is a quarter-final match. I do not recall any of these two players getting further than the point they are right now. So playing for a medal could be a bit nervy. And not a square hit on the break. And an open table for Attila. First look at the table, I think the stripes, they're looking a lot better. Can start with the 11. Use the 13 to go more to the bottom side of the table. You could play the 12 into the bottom right or in the right middle. I like the middle. So if you go 11, 13, get yourself on the 9. 9, 15, 14, 12 could work. Definitely stripes. I don't like the solids with the 5-1 and the 2 laying. Bit strange. And the 4-ball. Yeah, the 12 and the 14 being the tricky ones. Little angle on the 9. Tries to hold. Just barely dropped. A little bit on the soft side, but he was really trying to hold the cue ball, I think, for that 14. He might not be on it. Now, you could leave the 14 off the 6 in the middle to get to the 8-ball as well. There's options. He's taking it away now, so now at least the ball's in the open. This 15 only goes to the bottom right. Yeah, a bit of in between. I think I either like to play the 10 and go forward for the 15 in the middle. Could also play the 15 and run the cue ball forward for the 10 in the bottom left. Yeah, he was looking at leaving himself to the top left corner. I just feel like unless you get like very close to it and straight to it, it's a ball you could miss. I'm saying you could, of course. Everything you shoot at has a bigger chance to make than to go wrong. At this level, you know you're gonna get close. So occasionally it's gonna drop, but bit of a tricky shot in the opening rack. Yeah, and the shot clock doesn't help him out either. 35 seconds per shot. 1 extension per rack. Did run the clock all the way down. Now Ospolm with first look at the table needs to get to the left side of the 5, 1 and the 2. That's what he was looking for at least. Yeah, I'm a bit more familiar with Ospolm's game. I've never seen Attila play before. But I've been visiting Sweden a couple times, seeing this young man play as well. He's been having some good results. This game has been steadily growing. Just when he got to the European Championships, his cue didn't arrive. Looks like he's got his stuff back now, which is a big difference. I mean, besides all the hassle it gives borrowing cues, your own cue always feels like home. So now things opened up. Is he going to play 5-4, 7-2, or is he going to pick up the 7 first? Bit straighter on this 7, slight angle to the right, so if he draws, will draw into the right long rail. Not sure how much angle he has to possibly stun over the short rail towards the 2, so draw it is. Yeah, did call his extension on the 2, but not really sure why he felt like taking it. Some early nerves possibly. So Ospolm still surviving on his own break. And Attila coming up with the break in the second rack. Now we do have 28 tables in play at the moment. You can imagine I'm not gonna go over all 28 results. But if you desperately would want to know, just move over to EPBF.com. The brackets are on there, the live scoring is on there, order of play, participant list, anything you need to be able to follow this European Championship. Yeah, more square hit. Multiple balls dropping. Now, first look. I kinda like the stripes a bit better, just because of the 8. I don't think the 8 ball, if you go solids, I don't think the 8 is easily to develop. It's not easy to get rid of the 7 and the 1. So a big problem there with the stripes. If you take the 11, I do believe the 8 goes to the bottom right. So in that case, you could play 12, 13. Go for the 15 to the top left. And then 9 in the middle. 10 to go to the 14. 11 to get to the 8. And the 8 in the bottom right. It's what I seem to like. Chose to run into the 15. Tells me that the 15 might not have had the open corner. So could say things have worked out quite alright. Can use the 9 now to get on the 15. Just gotta make sure he doesn't land straight, and I make it sound easier than it is. Well, I have to say, might have to play the 11 and run into the 1, for example, could work. Because you're most likely going to have something on the 10 to the middle. You still have to develop the 8. Apparently the 8 does not go by the 1. So a bit more work to do. Well, has chosen to take away the 14. Does that mean he's going to use the 11 to land on the 8 to the left middle? Definitely could work. It's just a small window to play for. Well, he's given it a nudge. And successfully defends his own break. Break run for the Austrian. Leveling the score at 1. The break so far hasn't been great for Aspom. Second dry break now in a row. Just wondering how limited are the options most of the time when the cue ball ends on the top side of the table. Just don't have that many options. Could play a combination 6-7. Looks like he's taking on the 11. Yeah, taking on maybe a more difficult shot to get a better pattern. I actually like the solids more. Surprised he did go for the stripes. So can use the 15 to get to the right side of the 14. Could try to land on the 9 soon. It's one that is blocked. By the 4 a little bit, if you can see, like positional area is small to be on the 9. Well, it's going to be a challenge, though, to bring the cube all the way down from the 9 to the 15. And you do need a little angle. Either way, I mean, you could leave an angle on the 15 to run into the 1 and to be on the 14. Or to go to the right side of the 14. It works. I don't think straight would be very great. I think he's got a nice angle now to draw into the 1. So it's going to make something happen here. And again, looks like he's going to survive twice. on his own dry break. Yeah, nice and clean. As the Swede takes the lead again, 2-1. It's not coming very easy if you look at the way he's been breaking. So the break going to Attila. In the meantime, table 2. Robin Hage Pettersson up 3-0 against Adam Laurent Giaraki. Oh, a little bit of overcut. The first dry break for Seaman Attila. Pretty messy layout though, but kind of forced into taking the solids unless you would want to start with the 12 first. I don't see much value in doing that. Overall, this is very messy. You only have 60 seconds after the break to figure something out on this kind of layout. It's not easy. Well, let's see if he takes the 6, then uses the 5 to maybe run into the 3. Like open up the 3 ball. The other option is to stun into the 15, giving the 2 more space and always being on the 3 ball to the middle. Oh, looks like he still wants to run into the 3 ball, but going over 1 rail. Yeah, was always going to catch the backside of the 3. Lost the cue ball now. I have to say the 3 ball is open, but first we'll have to start with a long 1 ball. Yeah, problem is he's got a slight angle to the right, so even if he tries to stop the cue ball, he's most likely going to get behind the 14. But he needs to get on the 2. That's why he's put out a big stroke there. Imagine if you had dropped it in. I don't think you really would have had a chance to get from the 7 to the 2 ball. I think you could still go in between the 11 and the 15. Make sure you give yourself plenty of angle on the 7, because you need that to travel to the short side of the 8. Oh, this is short. Yeah, look like he really tried to go to the top left, but super tough. Quite off angle, you have to hit it so precise and with the proper pace. Could have actually have done himself a favor to put the 8 over a corner, like just play maybe a safety, leave the 8 hanging over the bottom right. Because this split for Gabriel has worked out perfectly. He might be on his way for 3-1. That means he would have the break in. Yeah, 13-9 preferred. Yeah, now 3-1 coming in. Early trouble for Semen Attila. Also imagine Aspholm having the break coming up. Could be 4-1 in the race to 7. Besides the break not working out for Aspholm. Barely any mistakes. Yeah, the schedule for today, as I mentioned, we do have one more round after the 4:30. We'll be at 7:30. We'll play all the way down to the semifinals, I believe. Final match for today will be a quarterfinal match. That is depending on what kind of division we are looking at. Of course, we have a mix of under 17, under 19 and the girls. Event runs till Tuesday. We do also have the 9-ball still coming. And everything has been running already in the teams division. At least the cue ball this time passed the side. Makes a ball on the break, and the 5 and the 9 clustered up, so we'll have to work for this one. Also, the 10 doesn't go by the 6, so I feel like solids is the way to go. Maybe take 3, leave yourself precise angle on the 7. Bump the 5, always have the 6 or the 4 available. I think the 5 ball just goes by the 15, so still okay. 4, 6, use the 2 to run down for the 5. Well, interesting to see that he's left himself this kind of angle on the 4. 10 ball does come into play, so he has to make sure to find a way out in between the 10 and the 14. Honestly, I think it's very difficult to even avoid the 10. So he's taking a long 5. Only has to stop the cue, but the 8, I believe, does go by the 13. This is 4-1. Oh, definitely wasn't shy to play that with some pace. This one might not have the full corner. Well, it might not even go. Is he looking at... Well, in that case, he'll have to play... Oh, he's calling the bank. Why is he not playing this off the 12? It's going very aggressive. The 8 into the middle. Oh, it's close. It's close. What a shot he's just played. Gabriel Aspholm. Beautiful cross-side bank. Takes 4-1. And Natella taking a timeout. Yeah, he feels this quarterfinal match slipping away. In the meantime, well, we will have to wait maximum 5 minutes. Table 2. Pettersson at the table, as you can see, but also up 5-0 against Giaraki. Table 3 in the background, Kaczmarek and Boyle, 3 each. The 4th. I was actually looking for table 4, but they already finished. Jakub Schrobot in the under-19 quarterfinal between Schrobot and Sander Tam is now 4 each. Like I said, I'm not gonna go all over the list, but if you would want to know all the other results, just visit the EPBF website. After this match, we have 3 more matches to come for today. 2:30, 4:30, and, well, the list only goes to 4:30 on this one. But we have another one at 7:30 coming. And there is no better way, in my opinion, to spend your Sunday watching some great pool, some great production. So we'll just have to run down the timeout clock a little bit. 3 more minutes for Attila to get his head back into the game. Yeah, currently 6-0. Pettersson absolutely cruising in his quarterfinal match. Could be a combination of both. Could be him playing very well. Could be his opponent feeling the heat of the quarterfinal match and struggling. So Attila is back. It's his break and needs to come up with, well, preferably a breaker run. 4-2 in a race for 7. Not that bad, but if Aspholm can make this 5-1, the odds are getting quite slim for Attila. At least he's got the square hit. But nothing going in. First look at the table. I would say the solids quite all right. Just the 6 ball that needs some work. Might be able to use the 5 now to give yourself angle on the 1. Run into the 6 and the 11 with some pace. Have the 7-4 and the 3 ball near, so cannot imagine not getting a shot after. Or 2-5, take the 1 to open it up. Of course, he takes the 2 ball first, doesn't want to go up table anymore. Can play only the bottom side of the table now. Yeah, what can we say? Maybe a bit unexpected. But a chance for Attila, just the chance he was hoping to get. I will have to get to the short side a couple times. Now on the 14. The cue ball on the rail is not going to help him to get to the short side of the 15. Well, he's put himself long on the 13. So the 10 not so much available. Could play a combination. I'll try to draw over straight to the short side of the 15. Super difficult shot. I mean, I'd rather would have stopped the cue ball and played the safety. Stop shot on the 10 behind the 12, for example. And just picking up the pieces. I think he might have a bit too much angle to land on the 7. So because of that, I kind of like to go 2 rails. Just go to the 4, take the 7 into the right middle. this could be a painful one for Attila to take. Attila so far just missing the long stuff. On the other side, I feel like sometimes he has been taking on the long shots even though he didn't really have to take them on. So it's a bit of choices. But on the other side, you know, if he makes a couple long ones, everything was gonna be fine for him. So don't think we've seen the best of him yet. 5-1. And also on this table, Aspom cruising. Table 2 already finished. Pettersson going through. Yeah, difficult to keep your head in the game. Especially being down 5-1. It's a race to 7 and your hopes starting to go slim. And now the break also starting to work for Gabriel. Look at the solids, wide in the open. Yeah, what makes sense? Which solid makes sense to start with from the beginning? He's taking on the 7. Does he draw? No. And I kind of would like to finish with the 2-1-8 at the end. But it looked like he was playing down the 2 ball from the beginning. Feels like it's somewhat of a problem, I guess. And if the 5 goes to the top left, it should be okay. And it does. So 1-4-5 needs to get only on one side of the 8. The 8 doesn't go to the bottom right, so still a little bit of movement to do. He's a tall guy. He's not taking any extension. Well, he was actually having a little extension on there. Looked like he was a bit short on queuing there. And then the 8. put himself on the hill. Ospon only struggled with the break twice. But besides that, no mistakes. Even come up with a great bank on the 8. It was kind of a pivotal point in the match. Could have been 3-2 if he had missed that, but he made it 4-1. No, Attila to have a break. Does he feel like he can still turn things around, or is he going to lose his attitude a little bit? I mean, it's not easy, like I said, to still go for the win when you're down 6-1 and you've missed a couple balls. Yeah, starting to do less and less on the break. This was just a stop shot. I've not really seen a good break from him. Maybe once he hit it square and a bit more power. So now a chance to close it out already. Yeah, we do have the pupils winners qualification. So the under 17 8-ball winners qualification coming up next at 2:30. So we'll just have a short break probably after this match, but won't be long. Oh. That little bump on the 13, just enough to be on the 3-ball. Does he have... Don't think he's got a nice angle on the 3-ball though. Can he cheat an angle? If he gets straight on the 1, cannot really imagine Attila coming back to the table. Yeah, strong match from Ospon, showing that he's ready to do some damage this year. Did have a real tight match against Linur Stefansson from Iceland. Kid from Iceland that moved to Sweden actually. There's a nice group of young players. Walter Leikre, Gabriel Ospon. Also Linnea Hjalmarström. So nice group of players there to practice with. Now I've only mentioned the younger generation of them. There's a lot of good players in Stockholm. So could go 2 rails forward, could go Stun left, back to the center of the table. Like I said, I just cannot imagine him not getting out here. So this 8 to make it through to the semi-final. Semi-final of the under-19 will be played today at 4:30. So Gabriel Aspon defeating Seeman Attila 7-1. Strong match from this young man right here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in at Pro Billiard TV. As I mentioned, our next match will be in a little bit over 30 minutes. So hopefully we can get to welcome you back at 2:30. See you soon.
Very good afternoon to you and welcome back to the Kamui European Youth Championships here live from Podcetrtek in Slovenia, and our next match is the girls' quarter-final in the 8-ball division, and it's a replay of the 10-ball final. There could be a little bit of an edge to this match. It was won hill by Merle Schmitz from Germany. She's up against Rachel Enfroy, who I'm sure will be looking for a little bit of revenge here in the 8-ball. So it's cool pocket, it's a race to 5, it's alternate break. There is a 35-second shot clock. I'm Mark White and I'll be taking you through all the action here. Fasten your seat belts, put your crash helmets on. This could be a bit of a classic, this one. Yeah, she was very disappointed in the end to lose on the hill. It was a hard-fought battle, and I'm sure we're going to have another one here. Merle had the slight edge in the 10-ball. Who's going to have the edge in the 8-ball? Now she's breaking off the rail, which is interesting. Maybe feels a bit more comfortable to get a bit more power. Yeah, there wasn't really too much power in that. Went for accuracy more than power. But one thing she has managed to do is get that cue ball close to the back rail. And there's nothing easy, no easy starter for the young lady from France. I mean, looking around, what does she have? Tough shot on the 3 into the side. Maybe just play to draw the cue ball back to the rail. Just play the 3 ball into the 9 just to stop it going too far. Yeah, don't mind that. Well, she has left this 13 on, and it's so important to get that cue ball glued to that top rail. Start to the match, as we know, always so important. I think I mentioned this before. It's not often you see a youth player playing with wood. Normally carbon fibre. For all the youngsters growing up today, it's kind of what they start playing with. But this young lady is old school. So it's a nice shot on the 10 into the top right-hand corner. Just kind of like a nice little stun. Either be on the 14 or the 15. Oh, she's on both. Could take the 14 here if she wants to take it while she's on it. Wouldn't be a bad idea. That 12 is just causing a few problems. Oh, keep that head down. A little bit of movement on the shot there. And now playing this 15 into the side, she will be colliding into the stripe, into the 12. Could push it into an advantageous position. He's playing the 11. Yeah, it was slightly the more difficult shot. But digging down, never easy. Any little bit of spin you put on the cue ball, a little bit of unwanted spin can deviate the cue ball. Kind of becomes a slight massé shot when you're digging down like that. Good to have you with us once again here, guys, on Billiard TV. We'll have the semi-finals in the 8-ball coming up a little bit later on. are streaming 3 tables right now. Table 2 and Table 3 available as well on YouTube, Pro Billiard TV. Well, this time, much more difficult 11, which she makes, but I don't think she's got a shot on the 12, unfortunately. Unless she wants to play it to the top right, but it's a thin one. Could just play the safety, consolidate the slight lead she's got here. Ooh. Yeah, a bit too strong. She's not too happy with that one. She knows that cue ball should have been on the top rail. On table 2, we've got Hao Jing, who's a terrific new prospect from Germany. He's up against Pudelhorn. And Emberts against Kabaya on table 3. So ball in hand for Enfoy. Very talented left-hander. Looks very composed at the table. She's quite a tall young lady as well. Reminds me a little bit of Venus Lim from Singapore. And now can just play a nice little, just a slight stun follow off the side rail here. Just needs a trace of right hand spin on this. Oh, chose to go into the 7, and that's worked out very nicely, so she can draw across the face of the 1 here. Leave the 1 into the same pocket. This is looking good. Against the break as well. She will be breaking in the next. Look at that, everything in line. Even the parting in the hair, the elbow, the chin, the nose, everything perfectly in line. There you see her stepping into the line, left foot on the line of the shot because she's a lefty. Yeah, and that will make her feel very, very good indeed. It was Merla who got in first. But Rochelle finishes it off and takes the opening rack. Told you it was going to be a great match, guys. And it started off, well, looks very promising, doesn't it? Julia Babica is in action against Uyku Altin from Turkey. Tina Gulic up against Svimsu Vazgarikan. And Iris Emberts up against Julia Alexandra Kabaya. That's all the other girls' matches going on at the moment. Got some under 19 9-ball action as well in progress in losers qualification. Also the under-17s 8-ball quarterfinals as well. Yeah, a few problems here. Nothing's easy with the stripes. Going to have to take the 9-ball here. Could possibly go 2 rails and go into the 3. Try and open her stripe up. The 5, I beg your pardon. But no, chose not to. Well, this is a horrible shot into the side if she's thinking of taking that on. Especially if she puts any pace into it as well. Yeah, I'm really surprised she took that on at that pace, to be honest. Very, very low percentage. Should have been better off just dropping it in and then playing the 13, I think. So now, tricky little setup here. Although 7 does pass, so that will open the 1 into the left-hand corner. So really, the only slight awkward one is the 5. And I think, does that go past the 15? Don't think so. So a little bit of work to do for both players here. Well, that's a smart shot from Rochelle there. Opened everything up. So now it's a question of who makes the next ball. This is just going to be a safety shot. Looking to get that cue ball back to the top rail. Not in the pocket. Oh, that's going to be disastrous. Well, reminds me of owiąʃcal against Fedor Gorst in the final of the 9-ball. Owiąʃcal scratched off a similar shot just down the other end of the table. In the deciding rack, Fedor cleared up to claim 250 grand. Yeah, may well take. I thought she might change the plan and go for the 11 here. Maybe straight enough to hold for the 11. And now has to stun off the side rail. Does she go behind the 6? Does she try and leave the gap between the 6 and the 8? Has to be careful. Doesn't want to overhit this and get behind the 8. Yeah, I didn't like the hit on the cue ball there. Should have played it more bottom and just a nice soft draw to drag the cue ball behind the 6. So an opportunity missed there. Chance for Mela to win this second rack. And now she's on this 7-ball. Just play a nice little stun shot here. She'll have the 1 into the opposite corner. And now this is a lovely little setup. Series of little stuns and draws. Just keep that cue ball on a string. Keep it nice and tight. Stay on the right side of the ball. A little bit in between here. She's going to have to take this 6-ball on now, I think. And as we've seen so many times before, you catch either jaw and it will not drop. And it was the previous shot, wasn't it, that she played on the 1, which was the poor shot. And being a left-hander, this is okay. She can get to this. But you've got to grab that cue ball early. You want the spin to catch quick. And I think she's just about okay to get a bridge hand. Yeah, had to get the cue out the way very quickly. Pulled it up. Didn't want to risk going either side with the cue. Fouling the 5 or the 3. So this 8 ball to the corner to take a nice 2-0 lead in this quarter-final of the Kamui Youth Championships here. Nicely done. And it looks like she's come out very determined to even the score against Merle Schmitz. And it will be Merle breaking next. So if you're wondering, guys, where the template is or where the triangle might be, it's not needed. The table is tapped, which means there's a special little tool that they use, a little template, where they tap little divots into the cloth, and the balls kind of sit in them. Makes for a nice consistent tight rack every time. There you see the schedule. 4:30 local time for the semi-finals. In the men's, I should say, the boys really, shouldn't I? The under-17s, under-19s and the girls. We'll have those across 3 tables for you. Yeah, pretty much the same as the first break. Just lacking a bit of power maybe. Breaking off the rail. Now, what does Rochelle have? Let's have a look around. The 8 ball is a bit tied up. That's going to take a little bit of nudging, unless she does take on the stripes, of course. Could take the 15, not the 15, what is it, the 12? Well, she has something else in mind, and what an aggressive shot that was. Unfortunately, just overhit it slightly and pushed the 10 ball back with the 8 again. Unbelievable, isn't it? Some things that happen. So she's going to have to do it again somehow, unless she can get short side on the 10. Not sure it does go though. Well, surely she's not playing this with loads of left, is she? Oh, what a smart shot she's played there. That is a really intelligent shot. Well, there's no way I'd have thought of that one. Maybe Mick Hill or Chris Melling might. Tom Cousins, one of the old top 8 ball players. Justin Bergman, maybe he would have spotted that one. That's an equally good shot there as well from Merle Schmitz. Very nice indeed. So the young ladies showing they're not just potters. They've got the strategy side as well. Oh, what a cracking shot that is. And she's got rewarded for it as well. And if that 10 ball does pass, it's been a little bit of a nuisance, hasn't it? The 10 ball can certainly play on it into the side. On the way she's played it, obviously does pass the 3 ball. She has a nice angle as well. May have to dig down on the cue ball slightly. She's got to take a little bit of care with this one. This is the big shot of the rack. Decides to leave it in the top left and just follow through. Top on the cue ball. $15 in the corner, 11 in the top right corner. And now she can go into the corner with a cue ball, swing it out 2 rails, heading down towards the 8 ball. To have a very commanding lead of 3-0 in a race to 5. And this is a very focused performance from this young lady. Eyes on the prize, and the prize was the 8 ball and the rack number 3 then. It's the young lady from France. And Rochelle with the break. There you see table number 2, an all-German clash. Yao Zhengjiang up against Tuhelj. Germany, very strong at these European Championships. So are Poland, Spain, France, Hungary, Lithuania, Slovakia, Slovenia. Hungary, we saw last night. Lithuania, as I just mentioned. We do have the teams also for you guys. I don't think we've got any team action for you today, guys, but we will have some tomorrow for you. We also have lots more 9 ball in all divisions. Well, this is a strong statement from this young lady. Okay, she's overhit the position, but it's okay. The 11 is a nice key ball. It's not that easy to get onto. Needs pinpoint precision position. So I can mop these 4 stripes up and then head back down towards that 11. Just leaving herself a little bit of work to do. It's kind of finished a little bit in no man's land there. Now playing for the 11 in the side. Now this is the key ball. She did miss one into the middle pocket earlier on. It was more difficult than this one, but none of them are easy into the middle pockets. If this goes in, she should be home and dry. Yeah, can play the 15 now. Stun off the side rail for the 14 into the right-hand side pocket. There's a lot of cue overhang there, though. Right behind the shot, look. Great camera work from the team there. Well, it's a little bit short because she caught it a little bit thick. Took some of the pace out of the cue ball. And that young lady could be facing an uphill battle because this 14 and 8 will put Rochelle Enfra on the hill. It was a nice idea. Cannon may be distracted up from the potting angle slightly. Well, if she can't get through to the 3 ball here, she's going to have to take the 1 on, and then you're running into other balls with a cue ball. Maybe just the safety. Play the 4 and hook behind the 3. This is the problem when you've only got 1 ball left, isn't it? Very easy to hook you. Oh, that's not a good shot. Oh, she'll be mighty disappointed with that one. I'm sure Rochelle thought she would be hooked. And now this 8 ball. I'm sure she'll draw the cue ball back to this rail. Somewhere near where her chalk is. Oh, this is brilliant stuff. And what makes it even more impressive is the fact that she did suffer that very hard defeat. She took it pretty hard, I think, by the looks of her, when she lost that 10 ball final. But she has picked up a silver medal. And it looks like she's guaranteeing herself another one as well, because just 1 rack now from the semi-finals guaranteed a medal. But she'll be trying for a different colour this time. She'd love a gold-coloured one. And this young lady with a lot of work to do now. Breaking off. She hasn't made a ball on the break so far. And she's 4-0 down. Continuing to go off the rail. Just needs to get a little bit more power. Maybe a bit more follow through. Well, it's a good strong hit. And that's better. Just what she needed. And look at this. That was a beauty. It really was. Timed it to perfection. The ball going in the side pocket, which was the target. And now it's all up to her what she fancies. I think solids look more appealing slightly. And basically now has to play immaculate pool. Can't afford any more misses once she's in the balls. having to take on a slightly more difficult 6-ball to the corner. And now 4-5-3. Purple 4, orange 5, red 3 into the side, 8-ball into the bottom right. Sounds very easy, doesn't it? If only it was that easy. We wouldn't want it that easy. We enjoy the struggle, don't we? The challenge. Yeah, perfectly done. Just what she needed, a break and run. A crucial time. And she left it a little bit too late though. Of course, alternate break. But this is showing a lot of heart, a lot of character. Good stuff from the German. And she'll feel a whole lot better with a rack on the board as well. Round of applause from friends and family and teammates up in the bleachers. There's a really nice grandstand that runs along the length of the 3 arenas, all behind the cameras, for all the friends and families and teammates to sit and sweat the action. So Rochelle with the break on the hill, leading 4-1 in this race to 5 for a place in the semi-finals. Cue ball. This time it's dry from that young lady. Well, if ever you get the chance to have a look at a picture of Venus Lim, another junior from Singapore, have a look. There's a striking resemblance between Rochelle and Venus. You'll see what I mean when you see the picture. Now this is an attacking shot. This is going to open everything up. Always a little bit dodgy when you're going into the 8-ball. He's going to have to take the 1 on here, I think. Just not quite on top form at the moment, Merle Schmitz. But there is a problem with the 8-ball now. And it would be very, very risky to try and move it. Especially if you come in behind the 8-ball, there's a chance. Well, it wouldn't matter if you did make the 2, but there's a chance of scratching as well. I wonder, will she risk it? No. I mean, she could try and leave either the 14 or the 15 to play short side on the 8-ball. So probably going to be the 14, the last ball. She'll already be working her way back from the 8. she's overdone this. So now can possibly play the 14 through the 1. But she's all in here, trying to make the 14 through the 1. Disappointment on the face of Rochelle. It's a chance again. Yeah, the 2-ball angle is just not very nice. She's going to have to draw all the way back for either the 4 or the 7. Oh, and she's gone right across that one. Has she got away with it? Well, she has to a certain degree. Now, can she get that cue ball in behind the 8? No, not enough spin. That was a good opportunity. I don't want to use the word careless, but maybe just needed to pay a little bit more attention to that. If she misses the 8, she's right in behind it, and there's big problems then for Merla. Now, I mean, she's even got a shot to go at here, the 2 in the side. That will take her to the 5 as well, I believe. Yeah, although that 7 is in the open, it's been causing a problem really throughout this rack. She can get on it now though to the top left, just bounce the cue ball off the side rail. Oh, she's missed another one. And now look at this, but she's tied the 8 up. Well, that's a huge roll again. I think she's looking at... Is she looking at breaking it out here? Well, it was a big risk. No guarantee of position. Yeah, pretty smart shot. Something about that 8 ball, this rack, isn't there? It's been tied up since the start, and every time it's been moved, it's taken another ball with it. I mean, it does go now at least, but it's still just a little bit limited positional-wise. And I'm not sure the 3 passes either, so at the moment, Rochelle, slight favourite. Well, we're going to see now. What a shot that was. Still going to take some getting on though, this 7 ball. Yeah, the 8 ball was in the way really of... Oh, it's in the way now. This is a horrible shot to have to take on. You've got to watch the cue ball. Not easy to get a look at the 8 either. Well, I don't think she's even got enough of the 7 ball. She needed to go forward slightly off the 3, and she ended up stopping it. Well, that could have just sealed her fate. The chance for Rochelle to do what she couldn't do in the 10 ball, and that's to wrap this match up. Yeah, this has been a very, very good performance from Rochelle Enfoy. Now this 8 ball, I'm sure there'll be a few nerves in the arm. Keep your head still, smooth it in, and you're in the semi-final, young lady. And there it is, a terrific performance. And Rochelle is smiling this time. Congratulations to her. Unlucky to Mele Schmitz, but she does have a gold medal already, and she'll have more to do in the 9 ball. And of course the teams, thank you so much for joining me. We will be back very, very soon with our semi-finals in the 8 ball, and it's coming up very, very shortly. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark White. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Bye for now.